Chapter 1, Nutrition and Everyday Choices. So what we're going to talk about today is our food choices. Most people around the world make food choices based on what they can grow, what they can raise, catch, kill, or purchase. Subsistence is the principal motivator of food consumption. And due to the modern agriculture and food production, Americans make choices based on what they like or how the food will affect their health. We're going to go into some more detail about that. This is a great picture. It talks about the food choices we make are influenced by our society, culture, attitudes, and emotions, as well as how available food is. We use food as a reward and as punishment. For example, a well-behaved child may be rewarded with an ice cream cone, while a child who misbehaves may be sent to bed without dessert. We also use food to commemorate milestones such as birthdays and anniversaries. We can choose foods that are available to us. What's available is affected by season, geography, economics, health, and living conditions in many parts of the world. Food choices are limited by what's grown locally, but in more developed regions like United States, food is available all the time. Non-native and seasonal foods such as grapes are available year-round because they can be stored and shipped from distant locations. Food preferences and eating habits are learned as part of an individual's family, culture, national and social background. In many parts of the world, insects such as the cicadas pictured in the top are eaten, and grasshoppers, and they're considered a treat. But in the U.S. culture, insects are considered food contaminants, and most of us would not want them in our food. For adolescents, stopping for pizza after school may be part of his or her peer group being accepted. Food can be the centerpiece of everyday social interactions. We meet friends for dinner or a cup of coffee. The family dinner table is a focal point for communication where experiences of the day are shared. Other factors that affect food choices include people's attitudes about what foods they think are good for them or good for the environment. For example, you might choose green tea to increase your intake of cancer-fighting antioxidants or organic produce because you are concerned about the environmental impact of pesticides. And food choices can provide comfort and security, such as hot tea, chicken soup, and chocolate to help us feel better when we're sick, cold, tired, or lonely. What it continues to be important is the nutrients from foods. Nutrients are a substance in food that provides energy and structure to the body and regulates body processes. Any food you eat adds some type of nutrients to your diet, but to make your diet healthy, it's important to choose nutrient-dense foods. Nutrient density, you'll need to be able to define this. It's a measure of the nutrients provided by a food relative to its calorie content. This is a good example. This bar graph discusses nutrient density and how important it is in choosing a healthy diet. Here it illustrates low-fat milk, which are the blue bar graphs, and how they provide about the same number of calories per cup as bottled iced tea. But what you'll see is that the bottled iced tea in orange does not provide any calcium, vitamin D, or vitamin A. Additionally, other nutrients, including protein. So the more nutrient-dense choice here is low-fat milk because you get the same amount of calories, but you get some nutritional value in consuming the low-fat milk. Here's another great picture that shows that typically less processed food provides more nutrients per calorie. For example, a roasted chicken breast is more nutrient dense than a highly processed form of chicken, such as chicken nuggets. A baked potato is more nutrient dense than French fries, and apples are more nutrient dense than apple pie. Additionally, we want to talk about nutrients from fortified foods. There are nutrients that occur naturally in foods, and we obtain nutrients from fortified foods. Fortification is the addition of nutrients to foods. This was begun to help eliminate nutritional deficiencies in our United States. The federal government mandated that certain nutrients be added to certain nutrient foods because these nutrients were at risk in the U.S. population. This is when they added vitamin D was added to milk, B vitamins were added to grains that had been refined or cereals. Various vitamins were added to breakfast cereals to increase the nutrient intake of children. Dietary supplements, those are products sold to supplement the diet. This might be vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, enzyme, herbs, or other substances. Half of the U.S. adults take supplements daily, and we're going to talk in great depth about dietary supplements and are they beneficial and what's in them and how they're regulated. They may provide nutrients, but they don't offer all the benefits of whole foods. So foods are products derived from plants or animals that can be taken to the body to yield energy and nutrients for the maintenance of life and the growth and repair of tissues. But foods are more than nutrients, as we've seen here. Foods contain substances can be beneficial for health. In plants, some of these health-promoting substances are called phytochemicals. And you may have heard of them, phytochemicals or zoochemicals. Phytochemicals are substances found in plant foods that are not an essential nutrient, but may have health-promoting properties. And zoochemicals are substances from animal foods with health-promoting properties. So some of the things I think about are fruits, vegetables, and whole grains that might provide some of these phytochemicals. Some of them are highlighted in this picture. Garlic, broccoli, onions provide sulfur-containing phytochemicals that help protect us from some forms of cancer by inactivating carcinogens or stimulating the body's natural defenses. Yellow, orange fruits and vegetables such as peaches, apricots, carrots, and cantaloupe, as well as leafy greens, are rich in carotenoids, which are phytochemicals that may prevent oxygen from damaging our cells. Soybeans are a source of phytoestrogens, hormone-like compounds found in plants that may affect the risk of certain types of cancer and delay the progression of heart disease. Purple grapes, berries, and onions provide red, purple, and pale yellow pigments called flavonoids, which prevent oxygen damage and may reduce the risk of cancer and heart disease. Functional foods. Probably heard that term. If not, this will be the first time. Are foods that contain physiologically active compounds that provide health benefits beyond their nutrient contributions. Some consider these designer foods or nutraceuticals. Examples are they make cholesterol-free eggs or lactose-free milk, or for those that are lactose intolerant, calcium fortified juice, or now with all the yogurts where they're adding the good bacteria. So functional foods are where they change the food to have a different physiological function beyond what their nutrients would normally contribute. Here's some other functional foods with potential health benefits. Blueberries, they're now saying, well, those are one of the superfoods because they may reduce the risk of heart disease and cancer, and nothing's been added to blueberries. But breakfast cereals with added flaxseed might help reduce, they're saying helps reduce cholesterol levels and the overall risk of heart disease. And you can kind of read through those: chocolate, garlic, kale, all the rage about kale these days. They're saying it may be significant in reducing the risk of age-related blindness or macular degeneration. Margarine with added plant sterols. It's been happening for a while. They add sterols to margarine to help reduce blood cholesterol levels. Nuts, oatmeal, orange juice with added calcium. We talked about that. Helps prevent osteoporosis for those people that maybe don't consume enough dairy products. Salmon, green tea, and whole grain breads. So what determines our food choices? Rewards and punishments. We talked about commemorating milestones, birthdays, anniversaries, celebrations, comfort foods, security, availability in season, or culture or tradition, holidays, or what we traditionally, social interactions, eating together or eating alone, our environment, are we purchasing the food? Is someone else purchasing the food? And health concerns. Are we allergic to food? Are we trying to lose weight or gain weight? Or do we have a chronic disease like diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease that we're trying to treat or prevent? All of those things influence our food choices and nutrient intake.